Na-record na. Sige.
Ikaw nun.
Good day everyone. So, kami ang na-assign sa mga infectious diseases of the circulatory system. So, ang members sa mga group kay si Faye Berdonar, yours truly James Steven Dipilio, o si Gian Roy de la Rama. So, kami ang naka-assign sa circulatory system. So, the circulatory system is one of the most vital systems of the body. It is divided into two parts. The organs, for example, is the heart and the lungs, and the blood vessels, which are the arteries, veins, and capillaries. It spans across the whole body, and it is responsible for transportation of the necessary nutrients to the different parts of the body. So, like the other organs and organ systems, the circulatory system is also vulnerable to diseases caused by microbes like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoa. So, in here sa to ang circulatory system, there are several bacterial diseases, but among gilis lang kay apat. These bacterial diseases of the circulatory system can be caused by various bacterial pathogens that enter the bloodstream and infect the heart, blood vessels, or other parts of the circulatory system. First, disease nga caused by bacteria sa circulatory system is the rheumatic fever. This is caused by group A Streptococcus. This disease can lead to inflammation of the heart valves, joints, brain, spinal cord, and skin. Symptoms include fever, headache, and joint pain. So people cannot catch rheumatic fever from someone else because it is an immune response and not an infection. However, people with a group A Streptococcus infection can spread the bacteria to others. So the rheumatic fever can be treated through the following. These are the makaingonta nga mga medicine. These are the antibiotics, which is penicillin or other antibiotic is usually given to kill the Streptococcus bacteria. Next is the anti-inflammatory drugs, which commonly ato ang makitaan ato ang nabalan, which are aspirin or naproxen. And the anti-seizure drugs, which this medicines such as valproic acid or carbamazepine. Next, bacterial disease under the circulatory system is the brucellosis. Sakta? Brucellosis. So this is a zoonotic disease caused by Brucellia bacteria. It can be transmitted through contact with infected animals or contaminated milk and dairy products. Symptoms include fever, fatigue, and joint pain. So drugs that display clinical activity with low relapse rates include doxycycline, gentamicin, streptomycin, rifampin, and trimethoprim sulfame toxazole. So there are other agents with potential roles, and chromacphenol, imipenicilstatin, and various fluoroquinols. When relapse occurs, the development of antibiotic resistance does not appear to be underlying cause. Next slide. So these diseases, amo to ang brucellosis. Next disease kay ang Bartonelliosis. So this kaninga disease is caused by Bartonellia henselae. Sakto te? Henselae. This disease can be transmitted through cat bites or scratches. Then ang symptoms ani kay fever, headache, kag swollen nga lymph nodes. Ang main nga drugs or para medicine ani kay the main drugs used to treat Bartonelliosis are erythromycin and doxycycline. Taken every 6 or 12 hours respectively. Next disease kay ang endocarditis.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. A bacterial infection of the heart valves, it can be caused by various bacteria such as Streptococci, Staphylococci, and Enterococci. Ang symptoms ani kay includes fever, chest pain, and heart murmurs. So, ang drugs or ang medication ani or ang treatment depend on the bacteria causing it. But the major drugs used against it are penicillin G, oxycycline, vancomycin, kag cetirizine. So those are the four bacterial diseases under the circulatory system.
So these are the 3 viral diseases in the circulatory system. Viruses can enter the circulatory system in many ways. Through carriers of arboviruses like mosquitoes and flies, as well as direct contact of body fluids. Viral diseases in the circulatory system is usually characterized by a high fever. So the first is dengue fever. This condition can cause severe symptoms such as fever, headache, rash, joint, and muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, and in severe cases, hemorrhagic symptoms like bleeding gums or easy bruising. Mode of transmission of dengue virus is primarily transmitted through the bite of infected Aedes mosquitoes. So, a particular antiviral medication does not exist for dengue illness. In order to treat symptoms, supportive care is provided, including painkillers, water to avoid dehydration, and rest. Hospitalization may be necessary in severe cases for close observation and intravenous hydration treatment. So, the second one is the HIV or human immunodeficiency virus acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. Early HIV infection caused by flu-like symptoms, while AIDS progresses to weight loss, chronic diarrhea, night sweat, opportunistic infections, and neurological complications. So, mode of transmission, HIV is primarily transmitted through unprotected sexual intercourse, sharing needles or syringe, or from mother to child during childbirth or breastfeeding. So for HIV and AIDS, antiretroviral therapy or ART is the accepted course of treatment. A mix of drugs known as antiretroviral therapy inhibits the virus' ability to replicate, lowers the viral load, and stops the disease from progressing to AIDS. This medication consists of mixtures of protease inhibitors or PIs, integrase transfer inhibitors, entry inhibitors, and non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. So the second one is the viral myocarditis. Ano yung ginagawa? Myocarditis may present with symptoms such as chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, palpitations, arrhythmias, and signs of heart failure such as edema or swelling and fluid accumulation in the lungs or pulmonary edema. Viral myocarditis is typically caused by virus such as enteroviruses, as known as Coxsackie virus and adenoviruses, or herpes viruses, which are transmitted through respiratory droplets, fecal oral route, or contact with contaminated surface. Myocarditis treatment for viral includes supportive care, symptom management, and immunosuppressive therapy with effectiveness varying depending on the viral agent involved. So the third is there are two fungal diseases in the fungal diseases in the circulatory system. The main way that fungal infections can enter the body is through open wounds, cuts, and burns. They can also enter the body through unsanitized equipment like needles from syringe. These fungi eventually invade the blood vessels and manifest as rashes and itches. So, the first fungal diseases is systemic candidiasis. When candidemia is severe, it can lead to sepsis, which manifests as low blood pressure and irregular heartbeat, confusion, and organ failure. While symptoms of systemic candidiasis may vary, they often include fever, chills, fatigue, joint pain, muscular aches, and on rare occasions, skin rashes. Systematic candidiasis, a fungus, is common in individuals with weakened immune system, such as those with HIV and AIDS, chemotherapy, or antibiotics entering the bloodstream. The treatment of choice for systemic candidiasis is antifungal therapy with drugs such as fluconazole, voriconazole, noli, or echinocandins, or casfofungin or micafungin. The choice of antifungal agent depends on the factors such as the severity of the infection. The specific species of candida involved the patient's clinical condition. So, the last one is aspergillosis. Symptoms of invasive aspergillosis can include fever, cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, and in severe cases, hemoptysis or coughing up blood, and signs of sepsis. Invasive aspergillosis can also cause complications such as pulmonary embolism, stroke, or disseminated infection affecting multiple organs. The common way to contract aspergillosis is via breathing in airborne aspergillus spores, which are present in all environments. People with compromised immune systems, like those with HIV and AIDS, leukemia, organ transplant recipients, or undergoing immunosuppressive therapy, are the main targets of the illness. Invasive aspergillosis requires antifungal therapy using medications like voriconazole, isavuconazole, or amphotericin B. The severity, location, and patient's medication conditions influence medication choice. Surgical intervention may be necessary to remove fungal lesions or drain abscesses.
So the next is the protozoal diseases in the circulatory system, which is, we all know, is malaria. So protozoal infection that affects the human circulatory system is malaria. It is caused by Plasmodium parasites, which is particularly P. falciparum. P. falciparum. These parasites primarily infect red blood cells and transmitted through Anopheles mosquito bites. So malaria is a major global health concern with other half the world's population at risk. So these are the common anti-malarial drugs, which are the chloroquine phosphate, which is preferred for treatment for any parasite that is sensitive to the drug. But in any parts of the world, parasites are resistant to chloroquine, and drugs is no longer effective treatment. Next is the artemisinin-based combination therapies, or the ACTS. Artemisinin-based combination therapy is a combination of two or more drugs that work against malaria parasites in different ways. This is usually the preferred treatment of chloroquine-resistant malaria, including arenmeter-lumefantrine or Quartim and artesunate milofloxacin. So these are other anti-malarial drugs, which are the atovaquone, proguanil or the Malaron, quinine sulfate, qualacin with doxycycline, Oracea vibramycin, and others. And the last one is primaquine phosphate. So that is all ang report, which is ang mga bacterial diseases, mga fungal diseases, viral diseases, and the protozoal diseases, which is under sa circulatory system. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Puti.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome.